Alright guys, welcome back to Wisconsin Revivals.
Today, we're going to be showing you how we put on these valve covers and this infamous Temu intake.
That is our surprise for you guys. We actually didn't know it was going to be an air-gapped intake manifold.
No,
that was a surprise. And it actually looks like it's going to be really good. So I am excited to see how it does.
We also did put on this timing cover chain, or cover with the water pump.
And this oil pump, or...
the oil pan.
You guys watched us put on this oil pump last week.
We put on this oil pan the other day, but we forgot to record putting everything on. So
we were also waiting for this infamous Temu intake manifold,
which she fits pretty good. I like it.
Well, we kind of got ahead of ourselves here. We definitely already made this whole video and then remembered we didn't have
An intro.
Alright
guys, welcome back to another video here. And today we are putting on my ASCAS intake that we actually bought from Temu. I am very excited to try that out today. So, if you come back over here. Right now we are putting on silicone here to make sure our gaskets stick so we don't have any leaks later on. So what you do is just put a little bit of dab on your fingers and just spread it around here. Make sure you cover basically all of the spots so you have no leaks anywhere. And
I will say, you kind of went a little bit over the board on it, Thor. It should look like this, everybody. But Thor just didn't want any vacuum leaks or water leaks, so she's gonna be sealed up.
that's okay. You don't have to worry about leaks over here. Alright, so what you do is take your gasket here, just apply a little bit of pressure here just to make sure it sticks.
So what I was doing there's like a little piece of the head gasket. There's a notch cut out that will fit in there so that it fits in there perfectly. So when you get the holes lined up here, like that, now he's going to spread on this side, doing the same process, maybe going a little bit lighter, but this just helps prevent the water from leaking and vacuum leaks in case the gasket doesn't seal correctly. By the way, if you hear us mention Isaac, we found a buddy that said that he's willing to do our editing for us, which we are kind of excited about because we're not very good at editing,
No, we're
as
not.
you could see from the last video. Grab that.
Oh, yes.
Alright, and then I'm going to take our same sealant we used to seal up the gaskets, and I'm going to put a bead along the china rails here and here. That's going to help us seal it up. They come with gaskets, but they're not very good. They squeeze out and you don't get a good seal on them. So this is what they recommend doing, most people. You want extra in the corners. I'm going to do the same on this side. Okay. Then we're going to take our intake. You just line up the holes. And drop it on there. We're going to see how good Isaac is at editing. We're going to send him a photo of the torque sequence. If you're building a 302 and you have an intake, that will definitely be the way you need to torque your intake manifold. A little bit later in the video, we'll show you what this engine's going into, just for a perspective. Then Thor can give you a little bit of a description of how he got this truck and what he's been through, and give you the good old story time.
She's been through a lot.
So the torque is 22 foot-pounds. Alright, so now I'm going to start the torque sequence. So it goes one, two, three, four, five, six, 7. Eight. This is 9. 10 is over here. $11. 12. Alright, so with these small block Fords, their bolts are straight down, but obviously the heads are at an angle. So you have to like go over it a bunch of times when torquing these. And I mean like a bazillion times until they're all torquing the same, repeated after.
Alright.
Thor just wanted to talk, so I'm gonna let him talk.
Should we go get a little bit of a backstory on my truck? Go see what this engine's going into?
Sure.
Let's go. Alright. Let's go look at my truck. I have a lovely 1996 Ford F-150. So, What are you doing?
I'm covering up the license plate.
Oh.
Isaac, cover up the license plate.
Alright. So I bought this truck in April of 2024. Yeah. So I've had this truck for just over a year now. And, well, she was first manual. She was first manual when we first bought her, and I did not know how to drive a manual. So my buddy Hunter actually drove it home for me, and we did some looking over, and well, the first motor she ever had in here, she was an inline 6. So, well, after a couple months,
The transmission went bad.
oh yeah,
Oh no, sorry, he burnt the clutch up within like 2 or 3 months of it.
you know, I was learning how to drive a manual. Okay,
But it also didn't help when I would drive a manual. I just went from first
to second.
to
No, you went from
first to fourth to fifth, and then I would think I'd be in fourth, and I'd just go to race mode. So that probably didn't help the clutch situation either, but it didn't help. So
Either way, yeah, the transmission went bad, so we actually bought a ZF5 transmission to put in here. Well, we were trying to get that thing all hooked up to my engine, and we did, and we got it in there. But then we were having trouble, because when we would push on the clutch, it would not let us shift into gear while the truck was running. But when the truck was off, we could shift into gear just fine. So, we had no idea what happened. So,
I have an idea what's wrong. I'm pretty sure that the thrust bearing in the motor is bad, just based off of the fact that you can wiggle the crankshaft back and forth inside the motor. So it's
Okay.
probably moving well enough that the clutch is not engaging anymore.
So yeah, we took the ZF5 back out, and we took out the original inline 300, and we bought. So we decided to go buy another inline 300. This one, she is automatic. She actually has a C6 transmission backing her up. And well, if you know about C6s, there's only 3 gears in them. First, second, and third. There's no overdrive. So, you know, when I'm driving down the road at 50, 60 miles an hour, when she gets up there, she's cruising at about 25 to 3,000 RPMs, and, you know, she sounds mint. Well, me and my buddy discovered a couple weeks ago, or a couple days ago, that she was not running right. And we thought maybe we sheared another pin in the distributor.
Oh, you didn't say that story. I thought you were going to start at the very beginning where we did the whole front end suspension. All right, we're going to back up a little bit. All right, Thor.
So, we're going to back up here a long ways. So, October of last year, we were up in Ashland.
October.
Yeah, because it was...
Well, you bought this truck in May of last year, you said on video. So 2 years ago? Has it been 2 years already? Holy cow, it already has.
Maybe it has been 2 years. I didn't think we had this truck before. Holy
Well, we're going to bleep that right there.
Whoops. Forgot about that.
Isaac, I hope you're going to bleep in too.
Yeah, so of October of last year, we were up north with another buddy, and while we were cruising on one of the back roads, and a deer decided to jump out in front of me.
Well, you didn't say everything we did the weekend prior where we pulled an all-nighter to give it new front suspension.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
All right, so I'm going to talk for a little bit. So Thor's brakes were not great, and his suspension and his upper spring and shock mounts were rotted completely through, not full, through. And it was time for them to get replaced. So, since I did it on my truck, I helped Thor do it, and we were like, let's start it on a Friday and go to the races on a Saturday.
Wow.
Well, little did we know it was going to take a while. So we pulled an all-nighter, but we got her done.
Well, it was about 3 or 4 in the morning, and we were taking off. Were we taking off the other spring? Or were we putting back one?
We're taking it off.
We were taking it off, and
You were taking off the rivets on the spring and shock mount.
that's right. And well, as you know, I mean, I was tired, and as I was taking the rivets off, I was seeing 3 or 4 rivets at a time, and I didn't know which one was the real one. And I'm like, Hunter, I gotta go to bed. I'm seeing 16 rivets right now. So, while my truck was up in the air on jack stands and stuff, I was in the cab sleeping while Hunter was still working on it for me. And well, somehow I guess he passed out on the floor while we were...
I only passed out for about an hour after I got it done.
But yeah.
And then we were bleeding brakes. We were bleeding the brakes.
Oh yeah, we were bleeding the brakes.
And then we got it all done and we were able to go to the races.
Yeah.
And then now go to the story where
So now,
a week later
we were up north with our buddy, and well, we were cruising on a back road. It was about probably 7-ish at night, sundown. Well, a deer decided to run out in front of me, and I slammed on my brakes really hard. Well, my buddy bled my brakes really well, and if you come over here, this tire right here, she was bent this way. You can see a little bit of wear on her.
we'll insert pictures here for that.
So I somehow split my I-beam.
No, it twisted upside down, and this control arm here, she bent in half. The brand new spring was dangling. But now she's switched to a IFS front end. We'll send you, or we'll put the pictures in the video.
Yeah. This truck did start out as a 2-wheel drive. We are working on converting it to a 4-wheel drive. We got the transfer case and everything ready to go.
Transfer case is in the truck.
It's in the truck.
It's just not hooked up.
Right. But yeah, this is the second inline 300 that we bought for this truck. And well, what was it, about a weekish ago? She was having some trouble starting, and when I was driving, she would sputter really bad. So we thought it was the pin in the distributor. Well, we pulled the distributor out, and the pin was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. You could see right through it. So we were like, huh. We took a flashlight, looked down the hole over there, and she was missing a few teeth on the cam gear that the distributor rides on. So I'm guessing that's probably why she was spudding really bad, because her timing was way off and everything.
Yeah, and so I flat towed it to a gas station because Thor here doesn't like to look at the gas gauge sometimes. So I was like, oh, he probably ran out of gas. So I flat towed him to a gas station. Well, then I tried starting it, and it probably let out one of the biggest backfires I've ever heard. And at that point, I knew either we sheared the cam pin, the distributor pin that drives it, or there's something wrong with it. Because last time it backfired that bad, we sheared the pin for the distributor.
So we were hoping again it was the pin again. No, it was not.
No.
So now we are taking this motor out, putting that 302 in, and she is going to have a lot more power. But yeah, that is basically the story of my truck. I've had it now for 2 years, and recently I just put on this cowl hood too.
Looks pretty sharp.
She looks pretty sharp with the carbon fiber wrap on it. But yeah.
We just need to do some touch-up work.
Yeah, she looks good with the cowl hood on it. Alright, now we're back in the shop here. Our next task here is we're going to be putting on these valve covers, and we're going to show you how to do that. So, come over here, you take your cork looking gaskets, and you just gotta maybe put them on the right way. Kinda make sure all your holes line up with the gasket. And so I'm gonna sit here. So I'm just gonna have to droop down a little bit. You grab your valve cover here. And just slide it on here. Sure. Your holes are.
Usually works better when you start using the bolts to help you align them.
So now we are going to be torquing these valve cover bolts to 145 inch-pounds.
All right, now that Thor's got all these bolts torqued on the valve cover,
That is actually going to wrap up today's video.
make sure you like and subscribe.
Don't forget to hit about that share button. And,
Make sure you put on the push button notifications.
oh yeah. But yeah, we both really hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun making it. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, hopefully maybe next video we're putting the engine in the truck.
Hopefully, that'd be ideal.
Yeah. But yeah, well, thanks for watching, guys.